Alright, boys, so if you guys do not know, I have been pretty sick for the last couple of days, so that is why there is a gap in the daily uploading schedule. I was just feeling like I was going to get absolutely game-ended, and on top of that, I've had a friend visiting me over the past month, and they've been, out of country, and yesterday, the day before this video should be going up, was his last day here, and I thought we'd spend a little bit of extra time together before we actually sent him off half across the planet again. And don't worry, we were both really sick, so it's like we're trying to make Yu-Gi-Oh decks and all that stuff and trying to hang out a little bit before I sent him back to his country. But with that being said, I am now feeling a lot better, still a little under the weather, but way better. Like, I can actually do this video right, and this video is going to be a PSA for kind of like the start of like the 5th year anniversary, like one of their, like, I guess, preliminary things that they throw out there to kind of get everybody a little gassed up, right? And that is this CE banner that they put on here, because as you guys may know from the JP version of the game, they released an absolute metric butt ton of exclusive CEs for the 5th year anniversary that all frankly look really good. But is it worth actually summoning on this banner? Now, originally, I was like, maybe you could make some excuse to summon on this banner, because when I was like kind of like looking at some of the servants that were in here, I was like, well, obviously it's all the general pool servants, right? But I was like, maybe they'll be kind enough to put the story lock servants on there. But as you guys can see, as I'm going to start like scrolling down, we don't see people, we're not seeing like any Bedevirs, we're not seeing Asclepiuses, we're not seeing, what is his name? The Salieri, right? The edgy Mozart kind of guy, right? I know it's going to make somebody upset. They're like, he's not just edgy Mozart. But I'm like, that's what I'm going to call him. But anyway, you don't see a lot of like the story lock servants, which if they were on here, I'd be like, maybe it would be a little more worth it. Because what some people don't get, they're like, why is there no servant on here? I understand the reason why there's no servant on here. Because, like, for instance, look at this. You can see that it's 0.03%, right? Whereas if you go to the story gacha, it's actually 0.29%, right? It's 0.029%. So technically, if you're wanting someone like, say, Artoria, right? Like, you want some servant that's typically in like the general pool, your odds of getting them here in this banner are technically better, right? But that's because they've cut a lot of those story lock servants out, and that kind of, and there's no rate up servant, so there's no one polling for the rate up percentages, right? There's nobody polling for that extra weight because there's technically less servants here. So it's like, that's the only thing that I could see as like a technical positive as far as servants are concerned on this banner. But with none of like the story lock servants on here, like I thought that would have been like a really good incentive. Like, let's say they put out a Bedivere CE, right? It'd be like, oh, throw Bedivere on the banner. I think that would have been really cool. But also just throw all of them on there, right? Because there's a lot of people that still don't have like NP5 Bedivere, who is like phenomenal, and he's like very good for your account. Asclepius, who, if you can just get your hands on one of that dude, he's absolutely phenomenal and can like allow you to do arts looping before Castoria comes out, although Castoria is right around the corner anyway, so, which is predominantly like the main reason why you shouldn't be summoning on this banner, because I mean, like the best servant in the game is literally coming out, and she's like within sniffing distance, right? So it's like, you're literally like wasting your Saint Quartz on this banner right now, because I know the artwork is really good. Like, I get that, and from like a collector standpoint, there is like a drive to go ahead and get a lot of these CEs. But the problem is that, like, if you want a specific one, again, your odds aren't like super great, because there's 7 of these CEs on rate up, and while they are 8% individual, by themselves, which is a really good percent chance, it's very high for FGO. The problem is that there's 7 of them, right? So it's basically like, think of it as like a split rate up between all 7 of these, right? And most people typically avoid like a split rate up between, 2 4-star or like 2 5-star servants, right? This is like a split rate up of like 7 different people. Now, do keep in mind that this is technically still better, because split rate up would be like way lower because they're 5-star servants, right? So their base chance is already like sub 1% barely, and then it gets split in half. This is like, they're still 8%. But for instance, like on this banner in particular, I'd probably be going for like the Anastasia Merlin, or like the Say CE over here. I was like, where is Say? I was like, I knew there was another person I wanted. I'd probably be going for one of those three. Even then, that's still like 3 of 7. That's still under that halfway point, which is like still a little worrisome. And I could definitely still get shafted if I decided to summon on this banner, which I'm not going to do. And it just doesn't seem like a very wise investment, right? It doesn't seem like it's a very wise thing to go ahead and do unless you're literally just a whale or a dolphin on the game. But if you're free to play and you've been saving up your Saint Courts for Castoria, if you're, just one of those people that only spends money on the GSSR when it comes around, this is just not the value for you, right? This is just not a good thing to summon on, right? Because ultimately it is just for like collection purposes, where at least like when you summon for, say, a servant, even if that servant is just for collection purposes. For instance, I summoned for Passion Lip like last year just to get her because I wanted to have like all of the Sakura faces, right? But even still, I still use Passion Lip occasionally, right? Like I can still like get some usage out of her and still play around with her. You have all like the bonds and the interludes and stuff that you'll get for your servants and everything, and that just gives them that much more value. Whereas like in reality, you're not getting as much with the CEs. Like the artwork is good, but in all reality, you can just go to like Google Images and download it for yourself and look at it on your phone like whenever you want. It's like you have to like specifically be, I think, someone that is like a giga like insane collector man to be going after all of this stuff, right? You have to like literally be built differently as a collector to go for it, especially knowing that Castoria is right around the corner. So, that all being said, don't summon on this banner. I'm hoping I don't have to say that. In fact, like I contemplated making this video. I was talking on stream with people, which by the way, I stream every weekday. That's linked down in the description down below. Make sure you come out to those. I enjoy hanging out with you guys on stream playing FGO. But I was talking to people on stream, and there were some people being like, no, I think I'm going to summon on the banner. And I was like, what are you guys doing? Again, Castoria is right around the corner. Is one of the best servants in the game. You guys see me playing with Castoria, and she just makes everything an absolute cakewalk, an absolute breeze over on the JP version of the game, and you're going to summon on the CE banner. Like, I just can't comprehend it. Not a very, very good idea. And again, I'm sure everybody in the community is bombarding you with telling you not to do it. But again, if you don't listen to any of these other people, listen to me as well. Like, we're all saying don't summon on the banner. It is not a very good idea. Don't do it. It's just the value is not there. Again, unless you're just a giga supreme ultra max level collector person, which in that case you're probably spending money on the game anyway, and when Castoria comes out you're probably going to spend money on her anyway to get her, right? Like, let's just be honest, if you're that much of a collector that you want to get all of the 5th anniversary CEs. But with all that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe for that daily FGO content, although asterisk barring that I get deathly ill again, right? Obviously I might have to take a day off if I am just too ill to even record a video. That just makes it, we're just absolutely dying at that point. But yeah, make sure you do that. Again, plug the stream earlier. I stream every weekday over on my Twitch around the same time, relatively around the same time. I try to keep it kind of consistent, and I've been working towards building up to being able to stream for like 3 hours, because eventually I would like to start streaming for like 5 hours a day, and like have like really thick media streams going, right? Like I'd really like to have that going, but so far we're about like 3 hours, and I'd love to see more of you guys show up there. Speaking of streams, there will be a special stream this Saturday because I will be hosting a Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel tournament. Literally bring whatever you want. Just make sure you join the Discord, which is linked down in the description down below, and come to me, DM me, just send me your deck, whatever you're going to be using, and I will enter you in that tournament. It starts this Saturday, July 2nd, at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am looking forward to see as many of you guys show up there. Bring whatever decks you want. Expect 5 rounds, 45 minutes each. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have yourselves a nice day. Peace. Late, guys.